Hi guys, I'm Liz with Voodoo Moto, and this is the culture behind the helmet. Today I am here with a lovely Amanda. So she rode her Ducati Monster, right?
1100 Evo.
1100 Evo.
Yeah.
Okay, and how long did you have that bike for?
So I've had it down her down near Miami about a year ago, and she just yelled to me, not even spoke to me, yelled to me. It was the bike that I wanted. I've been looking forever.
Okay.
I already had like my starter bike, which was a 690 KTM Duke.
Okay, KTM. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So a great bike. It was a great learning bike. It helped me learn how to do the throttle, and it has a lot of torque.
Yeah.
And so it was a kind of an easy transition to the 1100, even though that's like would be a big step up. But yeah, so still used to that torque. But
it was your like very first bike? Was the KTM the very first bike that you actually learn how to ride on?
yes.
Really?
Yep.
And how long have you been riding then?
Less than 2 years.
Really?
Yes. So,
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. And you went for a Ducati, for a Thunder, for
yeah. So for like the perfect sound, the perfect vibe.
that is so cool. So when you think back, did you always know you wanted to ride? What got you into riding? Let me ask you that.
Well, I always kind of watched some of like the race car driving and stuff whenever I was little. I would watch kind of some of the more extreme sports, the Red Bull, that a little bit of motocross, whenever I'd catch it on TV. And I was in my early 30s and got into whitewater kayaking.
Really?
And so started like falling in love with kind of the extreme sports, and then I got into mountain biking.
That is cool.
And then I was going, I want a motorcycle. But at the time, I didn't know anybody who rode. I didn't know how to get started. Late 30s, met someone who rode, and they're like, you gotta take the motorcycle safety course. I've never been on a bicycle, on a motorcycle.
Okay.
Never been on a motorcycle. Went and took the motorcycle safety course. They said, hop on, see how it fits. So I throw my leg over, I pull the bike up and go right over. So I dropped the bike the first time I sat on it. Which, needless to say, was so embarrassing. And the instructor's like, well, that's never happened before. And I'm just going, oh my God, I am that person. So made it through the course. I hated it.
Really?
I hated it. I was like almost in tears at the end of the class.
Why? Because it was unfamiliar. It's something that you're not. Is that more than
it was.
That's what frustrates me when I don't know something. I get so pissed off.
Yeah, it's frustrating because I was just going, I know I can do this. I know I can do this.
Yes.
And this shouldn't be this hard. Everybody says it's just like riding a bicycle.
Yeah.
And so I just got frustrated with myself because I knew I could do better. And then the more that I got frustrated with myself, the higher my emotions got. And so like the worst I was doing. And then the bike was, heavier than I thought it was going to be. And so I finished the course. I did graduate, and I just went, you know what? Riding's not for me.
Really?
And it was probably about a year and a half later. And I got on the back. I rode 2 up.
Okay.
For the first time.
Okay.
And loved it. And then I was
like to be in the back and somebody else is in control.
Yes, and so it was a Ducati.
Okay.
And we went on some curvy roads, and so I got to feel kind of how far I was supposed to lean.
Okay.
And so and just like feeling the wind, the speed, because in the motorcycle safety course, of course, you're going slow, and so it's you're not leaning as much, and I'm just going, ugh.
Yeah.
But being on the back, I just went, I want to do this now. I know I want to do this. I know I can do this.
Well, do you remember what Ducati it was that you were threw up on?
It was an 1100 Evo.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
In black, but mine's in red.
Yes. That is cool. That is cool.
Yeah, and I fell in love with the sound, with the feel of it. It was so nimble, and just like effortless. Yeah. I remember the first time I took it actually on the street, not around the neighborhood.
Yes.
And the most terrifying thing was getting up to 40 miles per hour.
And shifting the gears, right? I was like, am I in the right gear?
Right. Well, like try to downshift. So I would just stop and then try to downshift.
That's what I did when I got a Dukes. I did the same thing. I was like, I got to go all the way down to first.
Yes. Yeah. So I got it to 40 miles per hour, and I just go, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I can't go any faster. And yeah. So, needless to say, after some more seat time, the KTM, it has that torque, but it's also a really light bike. So it's also very nimble. So even though it's more kind of a dirt bike crossover kind of feel, it still set me up for the leans, the torque, the lightness, and I felt like I could actually handle the bike instead of the bike handling me.
Yeah.
So that was a big confidence boost.
Yeah, and I think that's very important. When you're learning how to ride a motorcycle or thinking about even getting one, it's like you have to have that connection with the bike. Because when I met you was last year for the Ducati, we ride as one. That was the first time we met. And thinking about that, and you said you just had the bike like a little bit over a year.
Yes.
Did you just get the bike?
I just got the bike.
Really?
Yeah. So then I got to go show it off on the Ducati We Ride as One. And that was a great experience. That was really impactful because I was still kind of learning how to ride.
Yes, but you rode. I mean, and I just kind of put in perspective. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
you rode to the event where we were meeting was a good
hour and a half.
Hour and a half, like maybe
almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours. Right? So about 150 miles.
Yeah. And so near the end of the ride, we were going by the airport to take our group photo.
Yes.
And my bike wasn't wanting to start, and I'm just going, this is so weird. Like it's been like perfect, up until this point. And so I had to like pop the cap.
I remember that.
Yeah, I had to pop the cap to get it to work. And Ducatis can be fussy, they're they can be temperamental little Italian girls.
That is true.
And so I popped the cap at the airport, and all of a sudden I had a fountain spray of gasoline. And I'm just freaking out, just going, I don't know what to do.
It was like a geyser.
Yes.
I was like, what is going on?
Yep, I still have my KTM.
Okay.
And then I also have a Yamaha FJR. It's a 1300. It's a crossover sport touring.
Okay.
It's got removable bags on it. And that's my commuter. So I commute down to work. So on a perfect day, it's an hour. But it can be as much as an hour and a half to 2 hours. So it's kind of like a Mad Max on the highway.
Yeah.
So having trying to perfect my riding skills to be able to get out of any situation to make sure that I'm safe. I also do all the gear all the time.
Yeah.
Because this is my money maker.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
You can't stop everything.
Yeah.
But you can give yourselves the skills.
Yes.
And set yourself up for success as much as you can.
Yeah.
It's just like anything in life. Go in fully prepared.
Yeah.
It might not be what you're expecting, or life could, give you some punches, and you got to be able to roll with them and give yourself the best chance at succeeding.
Yeah. Riding has been part of your life for a couple of years now, right? And you've done some extreme sports.
Yes.
Have you ever jumped out of the perfectly fine plane?
No.
Okay. I had to ask. Neither have I, but it's something that I am thinking about, like maybe down on a bucket list, you know,
Right.
one of those skydiving. I did, the cylinder when you go, like when I drive in Orlando.
Yes.
I
do
love
that. That looks like
that
so much
was
fun.
it was. I really enjoyed it. The guy said I was a natural. I was like, really? Maybe I was an assassin in my past life. I don't know. So, but anyways, so 3 years in riding motorcycles, and for you, was it more something that you wanted to do to show that you can do it, or was it something more like maybe deeper, the desire to ride?
So, I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I haven't always had the most confidence. I still don't have the most confidence. But whenever I am on the bike, I feel like myself. Initially I felt really, really scared, but it's something that I wanted to do, and I wanted to prove to myself that I can do this.
Yes.
Because I'm the type of person, don't ever tell me that I can't do something, because I will prove you wrong. And no matter what, even if I don't want to do it, you don't tell me that, because I'll prove you wrong.
That's being resilient.
Yes. And so, initially that's kind of what it was. But it's so freeing.
Yeah.
It gives me that boost of confidence to feel comfortable in my skin.
Yeah.
I just yes, and that's the word I was looking for.
Yes.
It's there's a lot of times in life that you don't have that like empowerment.
Yes.
Or autonomy, that you're not in control of every situation, but whenever you're on the bike, you are.
Yeah.
You are in control. You have to be in the moment. You can't stress. You can't worry about something else that's going on in your life. You have to be present. You have to, show up to be safe.
Yeah.
And it helps me focus and kind of melt all the worries behind, and just remember to breathe and to be there.
Yeah. Because the job that you do, it's very fascinating.
Oh, thank you.
So, and can you tell us a little bit about that, what you actually do?
Yeah. So, I am a project manager in Everglades Restoration. I have 2 projects on the West Coast, or towards the Western Everglades. They are extremely large projects. One of them is going to be in over $1 billion. And so I kind of make sure that all the pieces of the project are fitting together, staying on time, staying in budget.
So Everglades, for the ones that don't know what Everglades are in Florida, if you want to elaborate a little bit on that.
Okay.
So it's not just a jungle that holds all the snakes.
There are plenty of snakes, but there's also lots of other wildlife. The Everglades, it's known as the river of grass. So it's one of the largest ecosystems. This is the largest restoration effort in the world. It's a huge area in the southern part of Florida, below Lake Okeechobee.
Yeah.
And the central portion is more of that river of grass. Tribes, Native American tribes. Yes. So great cultural significance as well.
So that's very impressive that you actually get to be part of something that makes such an impact.
Yes, and a direct impact. Yeah. But the Everglades restoration is an impact on a large scale, very visible, and very important.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure there. There's long hours. There's a lot of having to be mentally multitasking to make sure.
Constantly.
Yes. Yes. And so I think that's another reason why I love writing so much, is because it kind of just clears all that and helps me step away from the job. Because otherwise you go home and think about it, try to sleep and think about it. So I have a master's in environmental science. It also refills the aquifers, so the drinking water for the people of Southern Florida.
Yes.
So
that is so impressive. Like, I am in awe. Like, that is so amazing, because that is such a, we don't think about that. We don't think, we just look at the Everglades as, snake infested area.
Right.
But there's so much more to it, what you just described. And for you to lead a project at such a scale, as a woman.
Yes.
That is very impressive.
Thank you. I'm very lucky to be able to be in a position where I'm treated as an equal and not less than. And one of the things that the writing helped build my confidence, because I just go, I feel like a badass, whenever I'm all geared up.
Yes.
And, like somebody pulls up to you and just like gives you the thumbs up, because you're a chick on the bike, and that shouldn't be a rarity. And I hope that, I love trying to encourage more and more women to get on the bike themselves.
Can I bring this in?
Yes. I met a young lady. She is in 8th grade. I went to go do karaoke. Another thing that I worked on to teach myself confidence, because I was just going, if I can get up in front of a bunch of strangers and sing, that's going to help you.
I can't do that. I cannot do that.
But I had met this young lady, and I pull up on the bike, and her eyes just lit up, and I just went, I'm going to go talk to her.
Yes.
Everything else can wait. Let me go talk to her. And so I talked to her, and she's going, oh my goodness, I love your bike. I was actually just working in my notebook. I'm making a list of bikes that I'm interested in, and Ducati was on the front page.
Oh my goodness.
So we talked about bikes.
Yeah.
And she was going, oh my God, I'm so excited to meet you. And this is so cool. And I was just going, hey, come take a picture with the bike.
Yes.
And so I took a picture with the bike, and it just made her day.
Before you started writing and, prior to the bike, what made you go into the science field? Like, what was the desire? Like, did you always wanted to see something change? Did you always want to make an impact as a kid? Or what was it that actually drove you to
Jane Goodall.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So Jane Goodall, amazing, phenomenal woman. And so she did such groundbreaking work. And she's just proper lady.
Yeah.
And so she didn't fit any stereotypes, because that was only men.
Yeah.
And so she became that role model for so many women. She started Roots and Shoots, which was empowered young people to go out and make a difference in their communities, do cleanups, plantings all across the world. And these were children that, came from backgrounds of extreme poverty, military coups, genocide, reservations here in the U.S., high suicide rates, just all of it. And it gave those children like the empowerment to make a difference in their communities. And so I've always had that connection with animals. I am such a huge animal lover, and I wanted to do something good. And then also, I come from a background of domestic violence, and so I know what it feels like to kind of feel helpless.
Yes.
So just to see someone in this role making such a huge difference, helping, empowering others, I want to be like her when I grow up. I still want to be like her when I grow up.
Yeah.
I got the absolute honor of seeing her in Texas at the Long Center 2 weeks before she passed away.
Really?
And it was always something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I had never gotten the chance. And it was almost like the universe was working against me.
Yeah.
To go see her, because it was just one thing after another, and I almost went, you know what? I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just went, what am I thinking?
Yeah.
She's 92.
Yeah.
I need to go. How many more opportunities am I going to get? That one chance that we talked about.
Yes. Yes.
And so I got in the car, loaded up the dogs, and drove from South Florida to Austin, Texas.
Goosebumps. I literally got goosebumps. You know, it is fascinating how things happen in our life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and talking about domestic violence, you know, I didn't want to bring it up until you were comfortable with it. I grew up with that as a child, and I'd taken the opportunity to write a book about my life, my struggles, because I would be a big hypocrite sitting here and asking you ladies to open your life to me and to the world, and if I wasn't willing to do the same.
Yeah.
So to hear your story and to hear that you went after someone who's been your role model, you know, so talking about the impact and the little girl that you were talking about, how you let her, you know, sit on your bike. There's moments in life that we impact others that we don't even know about.
Right.
Females out there that are trying to find a way out.
Yes.
Of a situation that they're in. And they don't know how. And I think more than anything for us women, and this is just my humble opinion, is the sense of pride.
Yeah.
It is something that we don't want to talk about, because the worst thing we can do is for other people to perceive us as victims, because that's what we are not.
Right.
And I think that's probably one of those things that for all these years for myself was difficult to face. The things that I have experienced as a child, and to label myself.
Right. And a lot of that also comes with a huge sense of like self-guilt.
Yes. 100%.
Even though, again, you were in control of that situation.
Yeah.
And, you know, you might feel like a victim inside, but you don't want to be perceived like a victim.
Yes.
But some of these issues that are might be hard for us to talk about. We don't want to share them. We don't want people to look at us funny.
Yes.
There is a community out there. There's people out there. You're not an outsider. And you don't have to go into a situation that you're comfortable with because it's what you experienced as a child.
Yes.
There are other options out there. And without talking about these things, without having experiences with different members that have like really varied backgrounds, you don't learn that there are other options, there are other ways, that you don't have to go back to that.
Yeah.
You know, you aren't what happens to you.
Yeah.
You are how you choose to react.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to share these things.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes a life-changing event like auto accident. That's typically whenever we learn to reshape our values.
Yes.
And go introspective.
Yeah.
And at those points is when these things tend to surface, and you can either like bury them again or deal with them. And the more that you deal with them and become more comfortable in your skin, the more confident that you can become, and the more you'll enjoy life.
Yes. Yes. To me, definitely, I think just reflecting back to riding the motorcycle, that piece of I want to call it silence, because that's what it was. That relief. When I'm on the bike, it's like nothing was caving in. All those memories, all those things, the turmoil inside, it just lifts. I can't, there's no words that can actually describe the feeling. When you carry trauma from a young, from childhood, and I'm sure you're feeling the same way, is you just learn to bury it, to bury it, to bury it. And I learned to stay silent.
Yes.
And I think it's just a survival skill.
Yep, that hypervigilance.
Yes. Yes. So I'm very, I'm thankful that you're sharing.
Yep. And I thank you for sharing as well and providing a platform, because you never know what somebody else is going through or what they might be hiding. And so I try to always reset myself and act from kindness.
Yes.
And try to do everything I can to uplift or build up those around me, because just those small little butterfly effects.
Yes.
You never know what those ripples will manifest into in somebody else's life.
Yeah.
And I know if I had some of those growing up, I might have got to this place sooner than I did, or I could have taken an entirely different path. I love what I do. I love my life, but you just never know. It's so important to go from a place of positivity.
Yeah. I said, there's something very profound when I started this, and this, I named it the culture behind the helmet, because to me, essentially, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you see these riders go by, you don't even think about it, like, who is this person or what the story is of this person. So when the idea came to me was, everybody has a story.
Yes.
Everybody, and you're putting that helmet on, there's such a deeper thought, and it really has to do also when I was, went back to Coda the first year when I went, not this last, but the year prior, and standing on that, ready to take off. And I looked over, and it's so strange that in that moment, like I see in, Claudia, the owner of the Ducati, but my thought was in that moment, does he know what these machines really do for people? That there's so much more than a horsepower, that there's so much more than just a machine.
Right.
Because in that moment, to me, is like I was there, and this motorcycle, this entity, throughout my life, it helped me heal in a way.
Yes.
So, and my thought, like, I don't know where it came from or what it was, but it just stuck with me. Like, does he even think about it, or him, or the engineers, or anyone,
Right.
that these are the things that we connect with, that actually there's so much more. Or even people that make the helmet, do they even know? Like you said, my head is very important to me. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because this is, I think everyone's story is unique. I think it needs to be put out there.
Yes.
That there is empowerment, encouragement. I think now is the best time for females that are breaking barriers, and they're breaking the glass ceilings, like, and to meet people like
going
yourself.
around the moon.
Yes, yes. I mean, it is, I think, one of those times that you're very proud to be a female, to be a rider, to be out there, to do something that actually is so impactful.
Yes.
So I am, thank you so much for being here with me. I'm really grateful, even though we rode, we met here at this, what is this, Cowboy Coffee?
Yes.
In a nice little spot.
Is beautiful. And
yes.
The coffee is great.
Coffee is great.
The company is amazing.
Thank you. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.